Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. It is Sunday, June 4th. I was looking through the news today and saw an article saying that some immigrants from, I believe, Colombia and Venezuela were just dumped in Sacramento in the recent days. The background on this story, and here we go again. These immigrants were in Texas. And they were promised jobs and support and such if they were willing to go to this location for it. And so about a dozen of them took them up on this offer. They were moved from Texas to New Mexico, where they were put on a private jet and then flown to California and then bused to a church in Sacramento, where the bus driver rang the doorbell, said he'd be right back, and then left. And is not answering his cell phone anymore. So basically, a dozen people got dumped. They had documentation purportedly from the government of Florida, and California officials are now reaching out to Florida and Texas to try and get some more information. These are people. These are human beings. They're not refuse that needs to be dumped like a bag of dog poo put in a paper bag and set on fire on somebody's doorstep, and then you ring the doorbell hoping that they step on them and get poo all over their shoes. Sorry for the vulgar analogy, but that's how they're being treated. Like human waste. And they are not human waste. They are people. Lied to, and then, like this great practical joke, ha ha, so funny. This is not doorbell ditch. You're not a bunch of freaking teenagers, man. So, as you can tell, I'm a little bit upset by this. And it's not that we have immigrants, put on our doorstep. It's you're treating them like garbage. And hopefully California can take care of this situation. But it's not, here we go again. This is not the first time this has happened. And I really want to know from Spirit, what's going on with this? And there's going to be any form of justice for these people, or just for this tactic. California's looking into charges, but I don't know what charges you can bring up. I don't know if we have any laws on the books, and maybe we need to put some laws on the books. Make it a felony. Make it human trafficking and a felony, and people involved in that may go to prison for a long time. And maybe, just maybe, there's enough punishment in this that this will stop. Yeah, I'm not happy about this. I'm not happy at all. These poor people deserve so much better than that. Okay, so let's go ask Spirit what's the deal that's going on with these folks right now. Just as a heads up, this is not a MAGA-friendly channel. If you're cackling with delight at the suffering of these people and sticking it to the libs, just go. Get out of here. Go reevaluate your life. And hope to God that nobody does the same thing to you one day. Okay, let's get grounded, David. I'm a little passionate about this one. This is just, this really attacks my empathy for people. It really does. Okay, so Spirit, what's going on? Give me an evaluation of this situation. I'd like to be able to share that with my viewers. Okay, and I've got my laptop up on a box again, and push back, so hopefully we can all look at the cards together. So come on down. Let's see what we got going on here. Okay, so signifier card is the Knight of Cups. So somebody going forth with an emotional message, crossing with the Lovers. Okay, so I think here's your situation. Somebody approached these people with an offer of what appeared to be compassion. Hey, you come with us, we're going to set you up nicely. We're going to set you up with jobs. We're going to set you up with clothing. And they actually did offer them clothing too, and a better life. All you have to do is just come with us and we'll set you up. They set them up all right. These folks have been through an emotional experience. Typically, you're not, come on up. Typically, you're not an immigrant coming to the U.S. Because you want to. Most people would just prefer to stay in their own country. They would like to have that opportunity, those jobs, to be successful, where they grew up, with their family, with their friends. Some are ambitious and want to come to the United States because they see more opportunity here. But, if there's plenty of opportunity in their home city, their home state, their home country, most of them would stay. I don't know why that is such a mystery to folks. Between our war on drugs and stuff like that we've done, we've made it difficult for them to survive in their own countries. Maybe if their own countries were prosperous, there'd be less corruption and even more opportunity to stay. But that's not what we've got. Current situation, we have the Two of Pentacles. This is the juggling. It's how do we move them from our place to some other place? How do we get rid of what we perceive to be something of non-value? And now make it somebody else's problem. They're not a problem. They're people, for God's sake. Overarching energy, Queen of Pentacles. Here we go. So the overarching energy is going to be helping these people out. Taking them in and making sure that the promise that they were actually given is going to be upheld. Because guess what? California can do that. We can actually do that. I'm so sorry that a dozen people went to Texas and, imposed on Texas hospitality. You hear about that great Southern hospitality. I guess, immigrants need not apply for that. Brown people need not apply for that hospitality. What a myth. It's a lesson to be learned. These are people who fought. These are people who have battled. These are people who are tired. And, they just got dumped. And now they're looking around wondering, Nine of Wands, what's going to happen next? What's next for us? You're talking about people who've been through a lot, and now they just put them through more. And I really do wonder, and the article doesn't address this, did they have family with them when they came over? Did they have children? What happens to their family, friends, and children that they might have left behind? Spirit, you better have an outcome here. King of Pentacles. Okay. The outcome here is that, again, this is double-edged here. King of Pentacles, Gavin Newsom, California, we'll find a place for them. We will try and set them up. People's generosity will be there to try and help them out. But at the same time, now you've got these snobby, wealthy people of power in other states who, this human refuse is no longer our problem. Underneath it all is the Page of Swords. It's that, and these are youthful people with ideals. These are folks. These immigrants are 20 and 30 years old. These are people that will work, and they will work for decades to come. They will probably work really hard to succeed here. And they were trusting, and they were just betrayed big time by a bunch of jerks. Okay. Sorry. I'm trying to keep my emotions out of it, and I'm failing miserably. And I know I don't need to apologize to that, but the more I can get my emotions out of this one, the more accurate the reading's going to be. So if you're sitting here saying, "Oh, the reader's biased," yeah, I'm biased. Go figure. Go figure. Biased. All right. What's going to happen with these people? Will they land on their feet? Will California take care of them? What's going to happen with the immigrants that just got unceremoniously dumped in Sacramento? And of course they choose Sacramento because that's the state capital. It's absolutely a message. Nobody would, if they were going to offer, bring these people to California, you bring them to San Francisco. You bring them to LA. You bring them to areas where people think of, you don't think of Sacramento when you think of California. The only reason why Sacramento is of any importance, and no offense to folks living in Sacramento, but that's where the state capital is. So that's a total political message being sent through. If you're just like dumping people in California, you're going to dump them in San Francisco because that's obviously libtard central in California. What's going to happen here? Let's take a look. What's going to happen for the immigrants here? Okay, they're going to be offered money, opportunity. It's going to take a little bit, but they're going to actually come through with what was promised by others. Will have to be delivered by California. And guess what? These guys are going to work, and they're going to work hard. Go figure. And yeah, they were lied to. They were naive for believing this offer. But at the same time, I think this offer is going to be made well to them. You know, they left their home country where they would rather be to come to California for that opportunity. And they're going to be willing to work hard for that opportunity, even though they've been lied to and betrayed by that. And then underneath it, we have the hermit card. Okay, so again, what's happening here? What's going to happen with the immigrants? They're going to be offered opportunities, resources, whether it's to go back to family and friends in Texas or offered opportunities in California. They will be offered that. They were maybe a bit naive to believe what they were told, but at the same time, they came to the United States looking for a better life, and that better life is going to be provided to them. They'll work hard, but that betrayal is going to be hard for them. You know, they were just lied to and treated like garbage. You know, they were lied to by the people who offered them jobs and opportunity. They were lied to by basically the government officials in Texas or Florida that set this up, and they were lied to by the bus driver who brought him here or the people that transported him here. But the truth is being revealed. Many of them will go forward and they will do well for themselves. And they will understand that not everybody in the United States are a bunch of jerks. And now the part we're all waiting for. What's going to happen? Will the people that did this be held accountable? That's what I want. And you better give me some good cards. Okay, you don't have to give me good cards, all right? I'd rather know the truth. I'd rather be angry and know the truth than feel vindicated and have it all be biased and me messing the whole thing up. But California's going to try and hold some people accountable. Will they succeed? Will these people who lied to them be held accountable? Or is the only accountability going to be California passing some laws to prevent this from happening in the future? Or is all the accountability just going to be the afterlife for the people that perpetuated this? You know, there's all sorts of different ways that this could end up happening. What's going to happen here? What about accountability here? All right, let's see what we got. Accountability time. King of Cups. Emotional accountability. Page of Cups. Ooh, we got the Justice card. And the High Priestess. Oh, there's the Hermit card again. Okay, so what does that all mean? Is this California? Is this Gavin Newsom? Is this God? I'm afraid to say that there's not going to be any short-term accountability for this. As much as I'd like to say it, there's going to be two things that come out of it. One, I'm going to use this card to represent Gavin Newsom. Could be Biden. But this is going to be, a compassionate, empathetic person is going to be overseeing this. And they will bring justice. But how will justice come? What's going to be the form of justice? It's going to be a new way of doing things, a new way of looking at things. This tells me that we're looking at new laws or new attitudes towards things. And, the High Priestess is involved with it. So This is going to be, working with foundations, churches, groups that help other people out here. That's going to be, basically reaching out and saying, hey, what happened to these people is not fair. We need new people on board, new ideas on board to help them. And again, underneath it is exposing, showing a path, a better path, a lighter path for people to follow. Now, other way to look at this one too. Here's your God card. The ultimate in compassion, right? Jesus. So afterlife type things. Afterlife review. What did you do? Why did you do it? Why did you think that was a good idea? What about the harm that you caused to those people? And then the wisdom that comes from feeling the anguish that those people went through. And showing them just how low energy this is. Yeah, there's not going to be any short-term... there'll be no short-term consequences for this. Whether California passes laws or reaches out to charitable organizations or such, or, they take steps that this is going to happen again. And there's really not much that they can do on this on this planet legally. There's not much they can do. They're kind of just beholden to whoever's dumping people over here. And instead, we have to look to figure out what we can do when this happens. But there will be divine judgment, divine assessment. The folks that did this, they're going to get to have this in their life review. And, we don't get to be there for it. So we don't get to revel in the misery that they suffer for that. But, have trust that God, all that is, and etc., will take care of this. Not very satisfying on the short term for accountability, but that's not the lesson that we're going to be learning from this. Okay, so that's my thoughts on this recent event of some immigrants being taken from Texas, lied to, and then brought to California and put on the doorstep of a church and then left there and abandoned. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I don't know if I enjoyed it that much, but it is what it is. Do like, subscribe, do all the YouTube-y stuff to support the channel. And I do really do appreciate the support that folks have shown me. I do read through all the comments, at least the ones that show up on the comments part. Sometimes there's replies to things that I don't see. But generally speaking, the comments I've seen are very positive. And the trolls, they get banned from the channel and their comments get removed. So, it all works out. Not trying to make an echo chamber, but if you can't put up a criticism that's worded kindly, then it doesn't deserve to stay on my channel. You can go somewhere else and show your ugliness there. Thank you very much, and I'll catch you on the next readings. Take care.